Hello, this video is about VAT in boats or ships, particularly how one determines weight, the 15-ton limit. Now the VAT Act 1994, Schedule 8 Group 8, talks about 15 tons. Now that was introduced way back in 1972 in the UK for a good policy reason. Anything below 15 tons, it can't be zero rated. Now, 2 points about 15 tons. One, people often get confused as to whether it's a physical weight, as if a smaller boat has to be weighed on a crane or of its displacement. It isn't. It goes back to the capacity of the boat. And that we've got in the UK back to medieval times. When to work out the customs due to the king, you worked out the physical capacity inside a boat, and that was equated roughly to a ton, which was a large barrel for transporting wine from France. Now this makes sense for a boat. It's essentially cubic capacity. Now later on in the language, ton as a weight develops, and that's sometimes why people get confused. The second point is, pretty well following international conventions, there's a formula, especially for smaller craft, as to how one works it out. Full details are in the Customs Notice 744C, and you should be well advised to check the latest edition. But very broadly, it's length by beam by depth. Now, one of the problems for smaller boats, possibly a canal boat or a Dutch barge, is they're often very close to the 15 tons limit. Now, one of the points that Customs tried, for example in the Swiftcraft case, was to say for a canal boat that one didn't include the cabin, and there was a small, something like a 4-inch walk-in platform, and they tried to say no, that was the deck. It's an example of the fine arguments you can have when a boat is around 15 tons. Always best to get it professionally measured if you can, but if your craft is around or about the 15 tons limit, have a very close look. Thank you. More details on my website.